Hi friends, today we are going to discuss LeetCode problem 695, max area of island. You are given m by n binary matrix grid. An island is a group of ones representing land connected four directionally, horizontal or vertical. You may assume all four edges of the grid are surrounded by water. The area of an island is number of cells with value 1 in the island. Return maximum area of an island in the grid. If there is no island, return 0. So this grid is representing kind of a land, and 0 is a land and 1 is a island. So I took the same example here for the discussion purpose. So as you can see, we have here one, this is one island, uh, this is second island, this one is a third island in this grid, and this one is the fourth island, this one is the fifth island, and this is the last, which is the sixth island. So these two islands are separate island because they are not like this one and this one. They are not vertically or horizontally connected. They are connected, but they are diagonally connected. So we will not consider it as a part of same island. So they will be treated as two different island. So if you see, then you can see that, like for example, for this island the area is 1, then for this island area is 4, then for this island area is 4, then for this island area is 6, and area is 6 here, and for this island the area is 5. If we calculate number of cells in that island with 1, then you will find that this area 6 is the maximum area of the island that we have in this given grid. So that's area we have to return in our answer 6. If there are no island in the grid, means all zeros, then in that case we will just return 0. So we can actually solve this problem easily with a DFS approach. So we have been given this m by n grid, so we can like we can run from I is equal to 0 until all the end of the all the rows here, and from this is I, we will go all the rows, and here is the j, we will go all the columns here, j will go all the columns here. So simultaneously I'll show you the implementation also, how I implement the solution for this problem. So this is what I was saying, that we will iterate through the grid, and when we get a 1, so whenever we find any 1, then we will consider that we found an island, and we will try to go in all the four directions, and we will run a DFS so that we can count how many number of cells are attached in that island. So we will go like 1 2 3 4. So these are the four directions we will go and check for all the islands. So here we are going to be applying the DFS on the I and jth cell, and we will pass a grid to the DFS function, and DFS will return us the area of that island. So here is the implementation of the DFS function. So first we will make sure that we are not going out of the boundary, and we are actually looking at a cell with a value 1, because that is only we are going to count as a part of a land, right? Because part of a land means part of an island. If we are not in a valid cell, then we'll just return 0, because we cannot count that as a part of the island. Otherwise we will just change the value of that cell to 0. We have to do that, so we cannot repeatedly count that cell again and again. And then we will just return 1 for this cell, plus we will return the DFS in all the four cardinal directions. So these are the four cardinal directions. So you can go up, and then you can go right, then you can go down, and you can go on the left. So we will go all these directions to check if how far the island is spread, and then that each call will add up its own value to this one actually, and then that's how we will so for example, if the DFS call is running for this one, for this island, it will give us a value of 6, because it will start with this one here, then it will go again 4 directions, like top, right, and then down, and then left. Then it will find a 1 here, so it will count it as a 1 more here. So similarly it will go again, like top means it's already visited, so it will be 0 at that time, so it will go on the right side here, bottom, and on the left side. Now again it will find 1 here, so it will count this one as a part of island. So far we got 3. So this is how it will keep going, and it will go like, now it will find a 4 here. Once it goes on the upside, then it will find a 5 here, and once it goes on the downside, it will find the 6 here. And then all this recursive call will return here. So at the end we will get like 1 plus 5, which is equal to 6. So that's what the return value we will get for that call. So that's how we will get area of the island, and we can keep track using a max area of the island with a math.max we can use to keep the maximum area we have found so far in the grid. And here at the end we will compare. If we don't find any kind of area, means no island, then we will just return 0 in that case. Otherwise we will return maximum area we found. So this is how the DFS solution works actually for finding maximum area of an island. So I took 2 examples that they have given us. This is the first one and this is the second one. Second one is a no island. So let's just run these 2 examples. So for the first one we got 6, means this example we got 6 for this island, and for the second one we got 0, so it is correct. Second means no island, that's why we got 0. So we'll just submit this solution. So it just took like 2 ms, and it's almost like 99% faster in the runtime, and you can say 48% faster in the memory usage. So this is how we can find max area of an island. So these kind of questions are very famous in the interviews, like find maximum area of something in the 2 by 2 matrix or 2 by 2 grid. So I hope you can use this solution to answer questions in your interview. So if you like this solution, please subscribe to my channel and click on the like button and bell icon. Thanks for watching the video.